Hunter. And I'll say that again. Well, folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello, and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwamu, Edumasa, and I say thank God it's Monday. Another wonderful opportunity to perform this all-important ritual. A ritual that brings nobles together, a ritual that assembles great minds, a ritual that gets patriots excited, a ritual devoid of all labels. Folks, welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion. Only on Joy 99.7 FM, the only station for very, very discerning listeners, and that you can't argue with that. Folks, our topic, probably the most important topic ever since I started blabbing on week in, week out since 2006. I have never treated this topic in detail. I am not dumb, I am dyslexic. I am not dumb, I am dyslexic. Folks, even though I speak from very personal experience, maybe if you could say very painful personal experiences, I know I speak for millions of you, especially your wards, of whom you are paying school fees, some in dollars, but not seeing any results. Why are they not making the grades? I am not dumb, I am dyslexic. Believe me, it takes a lot to do this show. It's a disability many people just keep in their closet. It's a disability that many people just keep in their closet, keep it hidden, struggle through lives. Not very much is talked about it, and it's one that has condemned many capable people in this world probably to the gallows. Dyslexia, reading disorder. Now, I have dropped hints of my disability here and there, but never actually gone into detail on my own show. Did the interview on my wife's show. It's quite extensive, it went far, but not on my own show. Folks, we live in a world set up for academics. And surviving in it without academic abilities is not an easy one. In school, even sometimes in the general society, can be very, very difficult. Now, 5th October to 11th October is World Dyslexic Week. But of course, it did not register on our radar. Ironically, it came just after the Teachers' Week. But if you listen to the teachers and their concern, I admire teachers so much. I always say that probably if I didn't have dyslexia, one of the things I would have done was to teach. So probably radio is a way of teaching without having to write on the signboard, on the blackboard. But if you listen to their concern, folks, they're worried about their promotion. They're worried about their pay, working conditions, unfair transfer, teaching materials not available. I mean, their heads and hands are so full with their own problems and issues that even those who are academically inclined, for whom this system is set up for, have no place, let alone those of us with learning difficulties can read and write. And that's what we engineer. Folks, let me skip the number of schools I went to for now and focus on what I went through. I hated school. Folks, I hated school with a passion because I just could not cut it. And I was fed up of being told that I was not good enough. And in those days, the cane was the first option for the teacher. And my God, did I get some beatings. Semini. I mean, so you wake up in the morning going to school and you were guaranteed that by all means you were going to be beaten. My reading was bad, my spelling was atrocious, my handwriting was terrible. And oh, my maths did not even add up well. And so in those days, maybe even today, one would ask, so what is your business in school at all? Oh, Baba, then you can't read, you can't write, you can't spell. What are you coming to do here? You're just coming to waste everybody's time. I was labeled dumb, lazy, slow. Oh, where they were born kicking. It was not an easy matter that today I'm sharing with you on radio as if it was a joke. No, these were life-breaking, spirit-breaking matters. My mom was so sad, her firstborn, good for nothing. My dad could have strangled me if the law allowed it, just to end the shame. Folks, back then, if an elderly person came home or came to the house, an uncle or an auntie, and they saw you, the first thing was, have you vacated Mama Kwang? And if it was yes, the next question was, what position were you in class? Would he say 28, 25, 26? Well, how many people were in the class? 30, 31. Oh, wabong. Right in your face. Right in your face. You're not clever. And if dad was nearby, sometimes I could feel the shame. His son was not good enough. His son was not clever. Now, I remember once I was 13th in class, and I was quite happy. 13th. So I came home thinking, they were going to be excited, but dad was still not happy. Why? Because I had repeated the class. And so dad was still not happy. How can those who came to meet you in the class still beat you in the class? Folks, there was nothing so demoralizing like taking your report card home. Folks, you just knew that week you were treated like Ebola. That week you were treated like Ebola. So you just had to stay away and avoid your report card being discussed. I mean, you don't have to make any request that week, because any request and you're referred to the report card. That bloody report card, I don't even know who invented it. Report card. Oh my God. It has been tough. And I'm sure there are many who found themselves in similar positions and actually believed that they were not good enough, and so probably made nothing out of their lives. A total confident killer. They will kill your spirit. Folks, they will shatter your spirit. Anything at all you try to join, there are many people who have been crucified just because they were not able to read or spell properly. Folks, somehow I managed to finish O-level. I was still very paranoid about my disability, even though I didn't know what it was. But don't get me wrong, my imagination was very wild. And up there, my diction was intact. I mean, anything other than academics, and I was very, very okay. I could argue my point. I could memorize scripts and recite them. But the world did not need that talent from me. They just wanted me to spell. You could jump and jig and jump through fire, eat fire. They did not care. Can you spell fire? Can you spell jump and jig? If you can't spell it, they don't care if you could do it. So when I traveled, folks, in order to hide my problem, I would always work in areas where I had to talk rather than write. So sales and marketing was my area. And I tell you, folks, I excelled. I mean, I really excelled, which was a relief. Finally, I was also amongst the first. Not in some Mickey Mouse level, but amongst the highest level of prestige. People came to me for training. I had A-list clients. I mean, I'm talking real high A-listed clients. And they couldn't even have enough for me. They would ring the shop to make sure I was there before they came in. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, this guy is so big, I can't even mention his name. But when he came to the shop, they would shut the shop. He was the only guy who could work in the UK with armed security. He was an Arab king, so I won't mention the name, but he was an Arab king. And he would come to the shop and they would shut the shop, sack everybody, sack the shop with his bodyguards, fully armed. And normally in the UK, if you needed armed security, they provided. You don't just walk around the UK with your personal, but this guy, that's how big he was. And there was me, the guy who was always last, the wabong was not good enough. You know, these were my clients. They could not have enough of me. Now I was being judged on product knowledge, customer service, and actual sales record, and not my ability to spell. Managers from other brands, big brands, had heard of me and would try to poach me like a footballer. They would come and say, look, what are these guys offering you? I'll give you more. I will do you this. I will do that. And it's like, hey, me that has never been good enough. Now I was hot cake on Bond Street. Maybe you can Google Bond Street. On Bond Street, being sought after. Let me fast forward. So once upon a time, I had to meet my son's teacher. So I go to the school. And the teacher said, your son has learning difficulties, so we have to pay extra attention and give him extra lessons because he's dyslexic. What's that? He can understand and explain himself, but he can't spell or write neatly. So as the teacher was going on about rain, and I nearly cried. So all this while that I was being caned, beaten, relegated to the back, condemned, embarrassed, disgraced, all this time that my spirit was being shattered, that's what I had, dyslexia. But none of my teachers knew. My parents were not aware of it. So sitting there with my son's teacher, it was as though the teacher was talking about me. So quickly, I had to read about it. How did I get it? How do I treat it? Can I even cure it? So dyslexia is a learning disorder that involves difficulty in reading due to the problems of identifying speech sounds and learning how they relate to letters and words, also called reading disability. Now, dyslexia affects the area of the brain that produces language. So it wasn't my fault. I was born with it. Folks, you were born with it, and there's no cure. However, you can find what works for you and scrape your way through. I realize that if I write in capital letters, I can spell a bit better than if I write in small cases. And obviously, if you are typing, then it's even much more better if you're typing these days that we are typing with spell check. But one thing is true and certain. You are not dumb. In fact, your human skills and your thinking ability is super sharp. Your human skills and your thinking ability is super sharp. Most of the great people who made changes in this world were dyslexic. And it is said that in future, the world will need more dyslexic thinkers than good spellers. So do not despair. As you're driving home and listening to me, or wherever it is listening to me, with that ward or child who you think you have to give up on, do not despair. It's unfortunate that, you see, because of the lack of knowledge and the fear of shame in our part of the world, there aren't many names that you can give as an example here. But folks, the likes of Richard Branson, the creator of Virgin, he says he will say, I was hopeless at school. He says, I hated school. I couldn't make my grades. That's Virgin. The great Whoopi Goldberg, actress, dyslexic. Albert Einstein. I mean, have Who would have thought? And can you say that Albert Einstein is dumb? For the where? Tom Cruise. Folks, Steve Jobs, creator of Apple. Yes. iPhone this, iPhone that. While we were busy beating our children and students and condemning them for not being able to spell apple, others were busy changing the world with their thinking ability. Don't give up on your child. Don't give up. The teachers, the educational institutes, don't give up on these children. Folks, Pablo Picasso, world famous painter, Tommy Hilfiger, we all wear Tommy Hilfiger with so much pride and want everybody to know that this is Hilfiger, dyslexic. The great Michael Johnson, great basketball, dyslexic. Before you go all the way back, Napoleon, Winston Churchill. My friend, you can't spell. You may never master the art of spelling because your brain is made to think through solutions for the world. Build on it. Capitalize on it. Muhammad Ali. As for R. Kelly, I'm sure if we were going to run for elections, R. Kelly would have been the president of dyslexia. Really hopeless. But he can go in the studio, walk from his house to the studio, and everything that he saw that morning come out with a song, and it would probably be a hit platinum. That's how active his brain was. For John F. Kennedy, America's greatest president, George Washington, another great, all dyslexic. Folks, you know what's worse about it? Particularly if you're a parent, we have good days and we have bad days. And so one day you are able to spell a word and the next day you can't. I mean, sometimes even on page 1, you spell it. You get to page 3 and you can't spell. And so your teacher or the person supervising you thinks, you were being lazy. And I don't know, this weekend has been one of the worst for me. It was as though I was putting the things that I was being reminded that you're very dyslexic. I mean, nothing, no word was coming. So I just scribble and I know what it is that I've written. Folks, you are unable to put sounds together. And I'm sure you've heard me butcher people's names on air. And my poor wife will quickly send me a text message or a voice note that says, it's not like that, it's said like this. I remember constituency and opinionated. She would always correct me because I struggle to say it. I struggle to say. Folks, you struggle to read in straight lines. Unless you run your finger or a pen along it, you just don't know which line you were on because it just jumps. The handwriting is also in a world of its own. And sometimes I scribble my own notes and I can't even go back to read it. And again, you have good days and bad days. So there are days that the handwriting seems to be okay. And sometimes even page 1, the handwriting is okay on page 1, but in page 2, it just disappears. I want to plead, folks, with the educational fraternity to really pay attention. Because really, I also believe that the future, since there are so many machines replacing human beings, we will need thinkers and innovators. And I think we may need more thinkers and innovators than we will need good spellers. There won't be so much space in this world for people who can spell because now we have spell check to check all those things. I urge parents and guardians not to despair. Today, folks, the many schools that I attended will be very proud to showcase me as their product. They won't mind me being associated to them at all, even though when I was there, I wasn't good enough. Folks, this show is my own idea. The format, the research, the storylines. I do my terrible spelling and I survive. 8 years on Joy FM, week in, week out. Thanks to my wife, I get my work edited and my diction corrected. So I will, that's it, for being an external producer with your dyslexic husband. Folks, last week we did an appraisal and generally you gave the show quite a good score, quite a good appraisal. So all I am saying is that your child may not read well or spell well, but they are very good at their talent. Encourage them. Do not kill their confidence. Do not kill their spirit. Oh, your junior sister is doing better than you. You are the elders, and the junior one is doing better. You're not good enough. Don't. Stop that. What then happens is they grow up, and in order to try to be recognized, they will do anything for recognition. They will go to drugs and do anything for recognition other than the talent in which they have. I won't talk too much. In fact, I've talked too much. I have talked too much. It is your turn to talk. 0302 216 541. So I have a reading disorder, yes. I have a spelling disorder, yes. But certainly I am not dumb. I hope some parent out there has been encouraged. You will go home and help your child. Okay, let me see. Who's my first caller?
Nana.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Derek, let me hear you.
I thank you so much for this exercise. And I always complain about this. And then the surrounding of the whole thing is, have this similar problem. But I thought maybe they could do more than they are doing now. So I thank you for this program. May God bless you.
God bless you too, my Derek. Very articulate and very sharp. Hello, good evening, and who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. Good evening. This is Edward Akwese calling from Castle, Union City.
Edward, nice to hear from you.
Hey, Nana. This one, you have touched my heart. I didn't know one day you will raise a topic that will remind me of a struggle I have passed through. Nana, your story is a photocopy of a story that I went through.
Wow.
Look at this, my 2x4 English sometimes I speak. And yet, people are saying they like the way I speak. I remember back in JHS, when my friends could read and understand what they are reading. But me, I will struggle. I will not understand anything. Nana, because of that, even when it was time for us to elect school leaders, I was not given that mandate because I could not speak proper English. But thanks be to God, those who were even speaking proper English, now where are they? They couldn't even further on their education to the tertiary level. By the grace of God, I have entered into the university. I remember when, Nana, I wasn't able to pass mathematics, so I have to go and write NOPEC. And thanks be to my cousin who was able to teach me mathematics, and I understood mathematics. In my class, I gathered some people. In fact, that time I have learned very well. And now I understand mathematics to the extent that now I was standing in front of people teaching them, and they are understanding whatever I am saying.
Thank you very much. That's a harrowing story. 0302216541. Hello, who am I talking to? Yes, sir.
Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm also Nana.
Good, Nana, let me hear you.
This evening, it made me remember this Indian movie I watched, like Stars on Earth. Makes me remember, it keeps reminding me all the time that there's a place for everyone. Just like you are saying, this boy couldn't read and write. Teachers were beating him left and right, but was very good in art. To take a teacher to realize this and use that to make this child better. You see, not long ago, Chemaunjini, He went to his school, his high school, and he was saying exactly what he was saying. And people were laughing. You see, when I heard that audio, what came to mind, I didn't see it as funny. I didn't see it as funny at all. I got to realize that we are lacking something that we are not paying attention to. He said the same thing you are saying. They thought he wasn't going to succeed, all that. But yet today, he's the one employing those we say they have the highest qualification. They are the ones on his payroll. There's a place for everyone. Oh, this is our education system. Ayo. Good evening.
Good evening, and thank you very much. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening, Nana. This is Abraham from Nungwa.
Abraham, let me hear you.
Nana, thank you very much for this topic. Thank you very much. I never knew it is a disorder. I never knew, because my first son, he's been going through the same problem. I thought prayers can do. We prayed enough. I've got enough teachers that have been helping him, including myself. But when it comes to reading and spelling, Nana, you'll be dumbfounded. But when it comes to technicalities, in fact, he can memorize a lot of things. He can say them verbally. But when it comes to writing and reading, it's a problem.
It's a big problem.
And when you give him a gadget, he can lose them and then fix them up. And he told me he wants to be an electrician in future. I said, even though you want to be an electrician in future, you need to learn how to read and write. I never knew that on this order. Nana, thank you for this program. And I know how now to help my son. Please. God bless you, Nana.
God bless you too. At least I reached one person. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana, good evening. This is Abu Jackson, Nana.
Hello. Let me hear you.
Yeah, Nana, thank you very much for this program. Nana, it's true. Let me give you one example. You see, now we go and take a coach for our blaster who can never speak English. Somebody have to translate whatever he's saying. But let's say if it's a Ghanaian who can never speak English, he can only speak local language, but have idea to train or to coach our team. A lot of Ghanaians will refuse that, somebody who can never speak English, you go and take him to come and coach our players. That's the country we are living. Nana, for me, free access is good, but I think we rather make a vocational school free up to tertiary level. And half of that vocational school people up to tertiary level, after they complete, they won't make any application going around that they are looking for a job. They rather employ people to work. And the problem we are having, perhaps will be aware.
Thank you very much. Hello, Nana. Ni Ashi in Italy, Sassuolo. So, Nana, I had the same problem in primary to SS, and I see my son has the same problem. Thank you so much. God Almighty bless you. God bless you too and your son. 0302 216 541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Oh, your line dropped. You lower your radio when you give us a call. 0302 216 541. Now, hello. Hello?
Hello, Nana.
Yes, sir. Who am I talking to?
This is Ajima Joseph from tonight.
Ajima, let me hear you.
I trust you're doing well.
I'm very good, my brother.
And this is great advice you are giving to parents. And this I feel this part of our world, there are some certain courses that if you don't do, that if you don't go to school self, is good. And once we decided that we want our child to do this, that's what we want them to do. And I said it before that in Africa here, we don't seem to see the potentials in our children. And there are some people, when you stand there, so draw me. After drawing you, you go. Someone will come and say, who is this man? The person will be able to mention your name, that this is the man you've drawn. You could see that that is the talent God has given to that person. More than 100%. That you should seek
to know the potentials in our children and know what they can do, but shouldn't discourage them for not being able to do a certain courses that we wanted them to do. God bless you very much, Nana.
God bless you too. I bring you greetings, Nana. You have week in, week out enlightened the challenges of and challenged our thinking with your program. However, to introduce your show by saying teachers were all about themselves during the World Teachers' Day, I find that too appalling. If they had major concerns such as promotion issues and lack of textbooks, you wouldn't expect them to shield those and focus on students when the day is dedicated to teachers. I guess we can all agree that with further research and general technological advancement, all of us, teachers, parents, policy makers, etc., know better now than before. If for nothing at all, we all know that the system that expects the money, fish, and bird to all swim is not the best system. When teachers need when teachers' needs are optimally met, they would focus on developing the capabilities of each of the fish, monkey, and bird we have in the educational centers. Jake O. Jake. Well, Jake, it's about the same thing I was saying. I said the teachers have so much problems that even those who don't have special needs, the teacher can't focus on them, let alone those of us with special needs. So we are saying the same thing, maybe in different words. But let me go to the phone. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
My name is Mr. Kofi.
Mr. Kofi, let me hear you.
Okay. Nana, ask your producer. I've called about 7, 8 times, went through, but I was not picked. Why? Because the program is so sensitive that everybody is calling. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You got
I've
through.
had this problem when I was a child. Thank God today I have 4 kids. I'm not going to narrate the whole story. I have 4 kids. 1 to 2 resembles me, my first daughter. And because of this problem, I've changed her school twice. Teachers here, there, myself teaching her. But I didn't know there was a fundamental problem like this. She educated me. Today, when I'm going home, I don't know what I'm going to tell her. I was so hard on her. I developed the skills of learning a lot of words, doing this, but this is a kid. So what I would say is that apart from the regular curricula that they teach in school, we parents should also teach our children morals, confidence, application of mind, and that's all they need to go. It's not only becoming a medical doctor, a lawyer, engineer, skills, whatever. There are some people who don't have, yes, if you have it, better. If you don't have it, there are people who don't have those qualifications and they've made it more than even those who have it because they are confident, because they learn other skills. I stayed in Serbia for 2 years. What I learned from those European, Eastern European people is that every vocation that they are in, they train their children to be perfect in it. Bakery, butchery, whatever, call it. But here is everybody is struggling for their son or daughter to be a medical doctor, a lawyer. If not, you failed.
Oh, the line dropped. But yes, one of the things that we with reading disorder, we are good at listening. So things that we see and hear, we don't seem to forget. But if you tell us to read and reproduce, it's quite difficult. Hello, who's talking to me?
No, this is Williams from Accra.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Williams from Accra.
Williams, let me hear you.
Yeah. No, thank you for this program. Thank you very much. This has been an issue in the house. Some will say it's an attack. Go to prayer mountain. So many things. Prayer, pastor, praying, everything. But what I want you to help us to do, Nana, there is no school for such program here in Ghana. There is no school. Go from Tamale to Accra. There is no school. I think you need to help us channel the educational system to see if they can get a school or have some special teachers to do this program for a lot of people who are in this. Thank you, Nana.
Thank you too. Yeah, you don't particularly need a special school. You just need a special teacher, if I may say, who will just identify that, look, this is your problem and take you through. And I'm saying that, people who have readings, one of the things I used to love is, I love stories. I love stories. I love knowledge. I want information, but I struggle to read. So I love documentaries and audiobooks. Oh, I'll just, if any book comes out, I want the audio version, whack it in the CD and just play and listen to it and listen to it. And once I soak in that information, that's it. It's gone. But if you ask me to read it, those who went to university with me, I maybe have to apologize. Anytime there was exams, I have to sit them all down. And then we have to discuss aloud, topic by topic. And there were those who want to sit in the corner and read. But Charlie, to me, I can't reproduce when we go and sit in the corner and read. Let's discuss it. The usual characteristics of this. What does it mean? We talk about it so that when I go to the exam room, I can reproduce it. Hello, who's talking to me?
Okay, I'm called Mr. Abaya speaking from Ada.
Thank you for calling.
Okay, Nana, thank you very much. To sum it all, the Bible says, lack of knowledge, my people perish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, so I thank you very much for bringing out this topic. Yeah. May God bless you all. Bye.
God bless you too for listening, and even bless you more for even calling. Thank you, Nana, for the education on reading disorder. We teachers must up our game to bring the best out of our students. It also means we teachers must make sure our lessons cover all the domains of education: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. With this approach in mind, no child should be seen as a tabula rasa. Thank you, Nana. Renee at Dodoa. Let me go to the phone. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, my name is Gloria Prince, and I'm calling from UK.
Hi, let me hear you.
Right, I got the message from Ohineri's page this evening.
Good.
And I thought I'd give you a quick call. This is a very good program, and it'll be very good if the government can roll it across. Because when I first came to UK, I still work in a school, and I felt so guilty the way they used to treat my elder sister. It was really bad. So I'm so happy you guys are doing this program. Thank you so much for your time and your support and bringing this up. I hope the government will educate people on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time to call all the way from the UK. Tells you how important it is. Nana, let the caller know that there's a school in Ghana called Multi Kids Inclusive Academy that really understands children with special needs and tailor their lessons to suit them. So there's a school called Multi Kids Inclusive Academy that really understands children and work out a program that will suit them. Thank you very much. That's for Eugenia Sintim Eddie. Multi Kids, you must give Eugenia a big discount for this big promotion she's done for you. 0302216541. I only have a reading disorder. I only have a spelling disorder, but I'm certainly not dumb, slow, lazy, or it's not intentional. Today I may be able to spell it. Tomorrow the same word that I spell, I won't be able to spell it. When I'm reading, I can't read out aloud. It is a challenge reading out aloud. And even reading line by line is difficult unless I put my hands on it or put a pen on it. So when I'm writing or typing on the computer, I write in bold and big caps so that, I don't miss out on it. Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening.
Good evening. Oh, your line is bad. Position yourself well. Hello? Okay. I think we'll get you back in 0302216541. Hello, who's talking?
Yeah, hello, Nana.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Godwin.
Godwin, let me hear you.
I'm calling from Volta region, Hawaii.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Yeah, I'm just so much grateful what you have put up this evening. I'm a circle supervisor.
Okay.
And when we move around, things we see on the field, you'll be so pathetic. May God richly bless you.
God richly.
I'll be very grateful if I could have a record of that so that I could be using it to reflect with my teachers.
Sure, I'm sure it's
so let me give you my number 024.
Hold on, the producer will take it and then they will send you the link of today's show. You can play it back, but then you can just read about dyslexia and stuff like that, and you get more. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello.
Hi.
Nana, please. My name is Ayuram.
Ayuram, let me hear you.
Yes. This program that I've been listening to your program, but this is the first time I'm calling in, and it's because I have been thinking about something. Mm-hmm. For some time now, I've been telling myself that if, let's say, you have a child and the child is not intelligent, just be proud of that child. Mm-hmm. Because just recently, I have a classmate that when we were in school, Nana, this girl was the best student ever. Teachers were begging this girl to offer science in school. What people were struggling to actually get to do science. Teachers were begging her to offer science. This girl graduated from Legon with a first class in psychology. But guess what? Today, she has been hypnotized by one pastor who tells this girl what to wear, how to tie her hair, how to dress to wear, to the extent that she is not even allowed to use deodorant. And I go like, isn't this the girl who was so intelligent when we were in school? I mean, everybody just wanted to be like her. People admired her so much. So now, I mean, what is it? If you think your child is so intelligent, see, these days, I've just told myself recently that it doesn't matter who this child is. Just be proud of the child. Identify your child's strength. Focus on it. Help that child develop it. Because children are unique in their own way. The fact that the child is not first in class today or the child is not always the best among her peers doesn't mean that that child is useless. It is up to you, the parent, to boost the confidence of that child. And you'll be very proud of that child. Thank you very much for this program. I'm grateful.
Thank you very much for the call too. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Hello, who am I talking to?
This is Isaac.
Isaac, let me hear you.
Your program, I think, I'm much sincere to the program. Mm-hmm. In the sense that I was educated from the rural areas. But when I come to Accra, my children attend precept primary. However, from the KG to KG1, I'm cordial with the class teachers and the headmistress. They will be able to tell you the factual what is your child status. So the headmistress or the class teacher to tell you your child is good in this status or this. He can speak English well or do math or do what. But 90% of the parents are not cordial to the class teachers. They just go and drop their children and then go away.
Thank you very much there. Teachers, pay more attention. Parents, pay attention to your teachers and head teachers. There should be a collaboration there. But hey, happy birthday to my brother, Kwabno Florida Sumisa, the great Long, Mr. Long himself, gentle giant. Happy birthday to you. And, God has already blessed you already. So Kwabi is another dyslexic, right? Can't spell to save his life, but will draw and paint and create anything that you ask him to. That's another good creative. So Kwabi, it's your day today, and have a very, very happy birthday. Happy birthday in advance to Munira, to Edie. Happy birthday to you. And Janet Asante. Grace Asante. Happy birthday in advance to you too. Enjoy your day when it comes. Today was the Girl Child Day, and there's been quite a good number of activity going on And say thumbs up for, a country that's paying attention, doing all. I mean, there's still a lot to be done, but hey, there's been events all around marking the Girl Child Day. Happy anniversary to us, to myself, Nana Ansah anniversary week. This week, 6 years ago, it was all systems go. But I'm glad that you listened. I'm glad that one or two people will go home today, call their sons and daughters and say, you know what? It is well. Indeed, you are actually better than those who can spell. Say, you don't Nana Ansah Kwao, the guy, that chief on radio. I mean, he's been on Joy FM for 8 years. Yeah, he has the same problem as you. So you're not lost. Richard Branson has the same problem as you. Come on, Steve Jobs. iPhone this, iPhone that. If Steve Jobs can't read, why are you beating your child? You are going to buy iPhone for 7,000 CDs from a man who could not read and come home and beat your child. No, child can do more. Well, until next Monday, we'll be back to do this all over again. Abeku was on the ones and twos. Kofi Hayford is just on the standby with some really good tunes for all to go and say sorry to all those who were hard on your children. Really nice gospel tunes. Mr. Smith himself is here, senior journalist, to give you a news bulletin. Tells you we respect you. Folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter.